my candidates, my top 5 for the Big 12. I've seen a lot of people, whole lot of blokes that are talking Arizona. Told you that. Everybody says, oh, great cultural fit. Arizona's going to be the team. I don't think so. My number 5, Utah. I don't think I like you very much, Utah. I didn't have a reason not to like you until you really gave me one. Until you gave every Big 12 fan a reason not to like you. You have, for some, I don't know why Utah fans are so cocky. Again, the second biggest show in their state. You're the flagship school, and BYU is a much bigger brand. But Utah, you're a lucky 5. And the reason, I'll tell you, all 5 of these will come from the Pac-12. The reason being is the whole Florida State stuff hasn't happened yet, but watch out. Watch out. Utah, 5. I don't get why you're so cocky. You don't deserve to be that cocky. You're not a top 25 brand in college athletics. And the idea of you thinking that being in the Pac-12 is good for you, the idea that you want to go down with that ship is so odd. Your fan base is sad and confusing to me. I bet I could like you, but why are you acting the way you're acting? BYU has boat raced you from a branding standpoint now and a placement standpoint in conference. And I don't think you have the ability to be as cocky as you are. Utah at 5 on my wish list, which is like as low as it gets. Congrats on even getting that, Utah. Number 4, Arizona State. Yeah, it exists. It's like Utah if Utah just kind of shut up. That's what Arizona State is. It's the little brother. The little brother of Arizona. Arizona being the bigger brand, right? They do it the right way. The flagship in Arizona is in the state of Arizona, means a whole lot more than the little brother school, the state school. Whereas like in Utah, it's flipped. Utah's not the cool brand, but BYU is. In Arizona, the U of A is where you want to be. Arizona State, second fiddle. It just feels more like you're number 4 because you're quiet. If you were as naughty as Utah, you'd both be at like the very back of, you'd be at the back of this list. But I'll throw in Arizona State at 4 because they can add something, I'm sure. A little rivalry with Arizona, I guess. I don't see a ton of value in Arizona State compared to the top 3 here. Number 3, in a similar vein, Arizona. Good brand, great basketball, would further solidify the Big 12 as the best brand in college basketball. They're my number 3 best pick for the Big 12. I don't know why they're number 1 for people because of the brands that still exist out there. Arizona's good. They're good at baseball, usually. Football is getting better, I guess. They've had some success. Basketball is really solid. They don't really bridge a gap. BYU is close enough to be around us. I don't think you need to be in Arizona if you're the Big 12, but look good. The reason that I think a lot of people have put them at number 1 on their list is because they are the standalone school, right? If the Big 12 was to take one standalone school, it would probably be Arizona. So that's why people are overvaluing them, in my opinion, because my top 2, number 2, Washington. That's like it's Seattle, man. That's huge. You got a massive state school in Seattle. So you get a TV market, a big-time professional TV market that comes with it, a pretty rich history in athletics as well at Washington, and you add in you got your West Coast time zone. There are pretty rabid Washington fans. It's got a good fan base. It fits to me in the Big 12 as a fan base that can be really rabid, but some games you show up to and you're like, oh, where is everybody? That's kind of the mantra of the Big 12 right now. Washington at 2. I don't know why people are putting Arizona there when the Seattle market is in play here. And then number 1, and I don't think it's close. Oregon. We've already heard that Washington and Oregon don't have guaranteed spots in the Big 10. The Big 10's kind of done, at least for now, in expansion. I think the Big 12's done after one more team for a little bit. Let's say, hey, let's settle in before we bite off more than we can chew. And Oregon needs to be number 1. Nike money, Phil Knight, one of the top 20, 25 brands in college athletics, one of the few teams that I would consider to be in that circle of squads that could win a national championship in football, that could vie for a college football playoff. I think Oregon has that sort of brand and prowess. They have that much money where they could legitimately compete for a college football playoff year in and year out in the Big 12, as they've kind of done in the Pac-12. And they have been to a national championship game in the last decade, give or take. I think Oregon's the number one addition from the Pac-12. My top five is Utah, reluctantly. 4 is Arizona State, because you're the little brother school that has to tag along with Big Brother, who's at number 3, Arizona, who everybody calls the great cultural fit, as if all these schools aren't pretty much the same, it feels like, from a cultural standpoint. 2 is Washington, and 1, Oregon. And I don't think you can dispute that. Maybe, okay, sure, maybe Oregon's not the cultural fit. Maybe it's the outlier, far away from everything. But gosh, it's the biggest brand in here by far. And you get Nike. You get Phil Knight in your conference. Psst, sign me up. Sign me up to listen to Wednesday's show. JD Piquel is supposed to join us, which is going to be huge. You guys know JD Piquel from On 3. Former host of Up Tempo on Sikkim 365 Radio with Drake Toll. That's me. Ha! Yeah, he's going to be here on Wednesday. So watch that for more Big 12 expansion stuff, because, man, a whole lot to talk about. This has been, and it always will be, Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day, guys. Follow me on Twitter or whatever. I don't know. Probably lose years in your life. Baylor Bears.